Okay, Assalamu alaikum guys. So let's look at the 10th problem of 2020 Western Province O-level paper. So the question says that what is the gradient of the straight line which passes through the points with coordinates 2, 3 and 4, 6. So 2, 3 and 4, 6. Right guys. So now here we are looking at the coordinates, right? Coordinates. So guys, whenever we consider coordinates, the Cartesian system, it has a special role in mathematics. Students, when it comes to the Cartesian axis, you have the x-axis, and then you have the y-axis. The so-called horizontal line is your x-axis, and the vertical line is the y-axis. Students, now they are asking for the gradient, right? So students, there are a lot of curves. There are many types of curves. There are straight line curves. There are parabolic curves. There are sine curves. There are cos curves. So there are different shapes of curves. But when it comes to O levels, when you learn about O levels, you are specially focused about the straight line and the parabola, right? So when you learn most stuff, you guys also consider about three-dimensional coordinates. You consider about cylindrical coordinates, and also you consider about the so-called spherical coordinates. So guys, we'll leave them all apart. We'll leave all these stuffs apart. So in O levels, what you are actually focused on is about the 2D shape. So 2D in the sense the XY Cartesian plane. So that is the ultimate view of the OL students. So guys, now what do you mean by the gradient? Gradient actually means the slope of the curve, the slope of the straight line. The slope of the straight line, the slope. Students, now if you have a line like this, right? So let's say this is your y coordinate and let's say this is your x coordinate. Okay, so you have a line like this. Now look at the slope. The slope is quite low here compared to the curve like this. If you compare a line like this, this line has a little bit of more slope, right? So the slope here looks a little bit more than the slope over here. So guys, which means here the gradient is more. Gradient is more. Here guys, the gradient is low. So here the gradient is more and the gradient over here is low. Students, when you keep on increasing this, the gradient will keep on increasing. The slope will keep on increasing. Now guys, the line is passing through 2, 3 and 4, 6. So you are supposed to find the so-called gradient of this 2, 3 and 4, 6. The line passing through 2, 3 and 4, 6. So guys, this is your 0, 0 point. In other words, that's the origin. You call it as origin. So along the x-axis you have 1, you have 2, you have 3, you have 4, you have 5 and you have 6. Along the y-axis you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and it goes all the way up until infinity. Students, you have negative values also. So you will have -1, -2 and you also going to have -1, -2 and it will go all the way towards the negative part. Students, 2, 3. How do we represent 2, 3 in the Cartesian plane? So guys, which is x and which is y? That is also among the confusion of many students. They always tend to confuse between 2, 3 and 3, 2. I mean, when it's 2, 3, they think whether it's x, y or y, x. Students, it's very easy to put that into our heads. The way to put that into our heads is the alphabetical order. You just look at the alphabetical order. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and all the way up until X, Y, Z. So when you look at that, who is the first guy? It's x. And then you have x, y, z. X, y, z. So guys, even when you write it in terms of numbers, separating by a comma and putting inside the parenthesis, you're gonna have x, comma, y. So the first guy is x and the second guy is y. That's all it is. So now you have to go to 2. When they say 2 and when they say 2 comma 3, now 1, 2, 3. It's 2 in x-axis and 3 in y-axis. Now how to find the location of 2 comma 3? From 2 to the x-axis, you drop a perpendicular. Like this. From 3 to y-axis, you drop another perpendicular line. So where they meet is your point 2 comma 3. Similarly, students, from 4, you drop a perpendicular all the way upwards, and from 6, you drop a perpendicular through y-axis. And where they meet, that's your point, that's your location of 4 comma 6. This is 4 comma 6 and this will be your 2 comma 3. Now students, you just join these two lines. When you join these two lines, you're going to have your line passing through 2 comma 3 and 4 comma 6. Alright, guys, now how are we going to find the so-called gradient? The gradient, the equation for the gradient is, students, the separation between the y values. Now if you consider a right angle triangle like this, the separation between the y-axis. So which means, if this is y2 and if this is y1, then y2 minus y1 over the separation between the x-axis. So that's going to be x2 minus x1. So in this case, students, your y2 will be 6 and y1 will be 3. So the separation of y value is going to be what? 6 minus 3. Now this length is 3, this entire length is 6. So this length is going to be how much? 3. 6 minus 3, that's going to be 3. Divided by, now from here to here the length is 4, from here to here the length is 2. So it's going to be 4 minus 2. 4 minus 2. Students, therefore your gradient will be equal to 6 minus 3 is going to be 3 divided by 4 minus 2 is going to be 2. So your gradient is 1.5 or 3 over 2. Or in other words, that's going to be 1.5. So this is the gradient of the line which is passing through 2 comma 3 and 4 comma 6. Thank you very much, guys.